If your child can read in English well, but has nobody to actually talk about it with in English, this video is going to fix that. So today I'm sharing the best English books for kids who understand English well, but really struggle to speak it, and the exact questions to ask after every single chapter. So if you're helping a child grow their confidence in English, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I share strategies that help kids move from understanding to truly expressing their ideas clearly and confidently in English. Stay till the end because I'm giving you a simple 3-step strategy you can start tonight with any book that your child's already reading. All right, so this is such a common and overlooked problem. The reading is there, but the comprehension is there as well, but the speaking practice just isn't happening. So reading without speaking is like learning to cook, but never actually making a meal. The knowledge is there, but the skill doesn't develop. So kids need someone to talk to in English, not just something to read in English, right? You don't need to be a fluent English speaker to give your child that. You just need the right questions. And that is exactly what this video is about. So if you're helping a child grow their confidence in English, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I share strategies that help kids move from understanding English to expressing their ideas clearly and confidently. So if you want your child getting structure weekly speaking practice with a native speaker and seeing actual real results, go ahead and check out my English Confidence Club. The link is in the description and spots are limited. All right, so this is the whole philosophy behind using books for speaking practice. So the right book gives your child something real to think about, to feel, and to say in English. So when a child connects emotionally to a story, they have genuine things to express, not just rehearsed answers from a textbook, right? So think about it. It is easy to say nothing when a topic is empty, but nearly impossible to stay quiet when you have real feelings about something. And that's just it. The right book creates that feeling, and that feeling becomes English. So let's talk about which books do it best. All right, so characters to talk about. So kids naturally compare themselves to characters and people that they know. And that language or that comparison is rich language. So stories to retell. Retelling builds sequencing, narrative, and vocabulary all at the same time without it feeling like a lesson, which is lovely. And for opinions, you can ask things like, was that fair? Would you have done that? Would you have made that choice? Do you like this character? Opinions require real thinking in English. So these 3 things are so much more powerful than any speaking exercise I have ever seen in a textbook. Remember, the key is to compare it to your life and your personal experience. That is where the real development grows. Good. And the book does the heavy lifting. Your job is just to ask the questions, right? So if your child is just beginning their English speaking journey, start with books that are simple, fun, and easy to retell. For example, Pete the Cat, love it. It's simple, it's a great storyline, it's repetitive language, easy to act out and describe. Dr. Seuss is another classic. These are rhythmic and fun, and kids love reading these out loud and talking about the silly situations. Flat Stanley is another great one. There are adventures in different places that give kids so much to describe and react to. And The Bad Seed is short, funny, and kids always have big opinions about the main character, which is perfect for discussion. And for any of these, you can just ask one question after a couple pages or a chapter and then just let them go. All right, so after reading, you can ask questions like, hey, which character did you like and why? This is a go-to starter question, and it always gets an answer and an opinion, which is excellent. How did the story make you feel? This builds emotional vocabulary and personal expression. What was your favorite part? Another simple, low-pressure question, but it always leads somewhere deeper if you're asking follow-up questions as well. So these 3 questions work with literally any book at any level. So the key is to ask one at a time. Parents, remember, go back to that previous video with the wait time. Wait at least 5 seconds. Let your child process the question, formulate an answer, and then say their answer. So the key is to ask one at a time. Remember, wait time. And then genuinely listen to their answer. So your interest and excitement is what keeps them talking. All right, so once your child is comfortable speaking about simpler books, go ahead and level up to this next level. Charlotte's Web, it covers so many awesome themes: friendship, loss, loyalty. This is incredibly rich emotional territory for discussion as well. Another classic is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There are wild, imaginative scenarios with lots of character opinions, and it's easy to debate on who deserved what. And the BFG is a classic, one of my favorites when I was a kid. There's lots of humor, heart, and kids love describing the giant in his world. So this is great for creative language and imagination. So these books have more complex emotions and situations. So this means that there is more to talk about and more real English to produce. All right, so after reading, go ahead. When you're leveled up to these books, these are some different questions to ask. Do you think this was a good decision, and why? So we're focusing on that opinion, and that language is really going to develop here. What would you have done differently? So get that personal response questions that produce the most natural English. Which character are you most like? This one surprises kids every time and always leads to a longer conversation than expected. And remember, notice that these questions have no single right answer. And this is intentional, right? When there's no right answer, kids stop worrying about being correct and start actually expressing themselves. All right, so if you're ready for a challenge, some of our favorites are Percy Jackson. It's adventure-driven, it's globally loved, and it's perfect for ages 8 to 13. So Percy Jackson is one of my book clubs, actually. I run an awesome Percy Jackson book club, and it's very special because kids who read it become genuinely obsessed with the series. And obsession produces incredible amounts of English. I haven't had one kid who disliked the book, which is saying something huge. The mythology elements also give kids so much to describe and explain. They become the expert and you become the student. And it's perfect for kids who are ready to retell complex plots, compare characters across books, debate story decisions. And if your child hasn't discovered Percy Jackson yet, this might be the one thing that changes everything. So go ahead and look in the link for my Percy Jackson book club. So again, if you love this approach and you want your child getting weekly practice built around books and topics, that's exactly what my English Confidence Club does and my Percy Jackson Book Club, along with others such as Magic Treehouse. Kids learn to read, discuss, speak English every week in a supportive, low-pressure environment. And every lesson is level appropriate and globally driven. So the link is in the description. Spots are limited, and come check it out and see if this is the right fit for your child. Okay, again, after these more complex books, you can ask more about the character's actions. Make sure you ask why or why not to get really longer responses. You can say, what do you think happens next? Prediction is one of the most engaging speaking exercises there is. If you were the character, what would you do differently? So talking about perspective taking, and it produces some of the most natural and creative English I've ever heard from students. And these 3 questions work especially well with chapter books where the stakes are higher and kids are more invested. All right, so a strategy for parents. You can read the same book as your child, even if it's just the back cover and a few pages. So that way you have something to talk about. You can ask one question after every chapter. Just keep it just one. Keep it low pressure and conversational. Be sure to encourage and support your learner as well. Be sure to also support your learner with sentence starters. I think because go ahead and model the answer and then invite them to try. This is really, really powerful because it forces a full sentence with a reason. And that's real academic language in the most natural English context possible. So you don't need to read the whole book perfectly. You just need to be curious enough to ask questions. All right, so not sure which book is right for your child. So I help children 8 to 12 find the right level, start speaking English with confidence, and build real fluency through books and conversations. So this is not a one-size-fits-all program. Every child I work with is different, and every lesson reflects that. So if you're not sure where your child should start, that is exactly the kind of thing that I can help you figure out. So we can figure it out together. Go ahead, the link is in the description. Come say hello. I'd love to meet you and your child. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're leaving this video with at least one book and one question you can try with your child today. Whatever level they're at, there is a book on this list for them and a question that will get them talking. So go ahead and drop in the comments which book your child loves reading in English right now. I read every single one, and your answer might inspire a future video. And if this has helped you, please share it with at least one other parent, because it genuinely helps this channel grow and it helps me reach more students who need help with confident speaking. So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button. I'm here every week with real strategies for parents who want real results for their children. I'll see you in the next